A streetcar named Divorce. The passengers got on the bus, the door closed, and a second later a fist hit the door. It left a spider's web of cracks embedded in the glass and caused a woman to hurry to the back of the bus in tears, exclaiming to a lot of strangers that it was her ex-boyfriend, and she was afraid of him. Apparently a caveman who would knock her on the head and drag her to his condo. She was shaking in the back of the bus, and at the front the lights of a police car were revolving. Having been across the street, they saw the incident, accelerated to a head-on confrontation with the bus, and had the perpetrator on the ground and handcuffed in a matter of seconds. All of this unfolding for the passengers who are wondering what's going on 11:30 on a Thursday night. I want to say it was a streetcar named Desire, but it was a rundown unibus, a bucket of bolts and bone-disturbing jolts. A man with a gun is on the bus and walking to the back, encountering a panic-stricken woman, asking her to talk about it on the sidewalk and assuring her the boyfriend is in cuffs and locked inside a black and white. So she is stepping off the bus and we are still not going anywhere. The passengers have suddenly become irrelevant. The situation redefined, and this is not a bus anymore. It is a sacred crime scene with reporters bringing candles, and I had to walk up to the front and ask the driver if we would be moving, and he told me no. The window and the door had crystallized, and that required an investigation by municipal authorities, and everybody had to leave. So we are walking past a sullen suspect in the back of a police car, like a Romeopathic moron, or a baby who is smashing things if he's moody. He's in need of a restraining order, maybe even manual labor in a re-education camp. At the moment, he's married to the state. He'll spend the night in jail. It's going to cost a lot. You have to wonder if he would have bothered if he hadn't been in love. Or maybe this is showing that his love was just a power trip. If breaking windows is illogical and primitive, it has a lot in common with the love affair. He lost it, and he takes it out on her. They're in their early 30s. Maybe he's a mama's boy who always got what he wanted, and he falls in love with a mechanical determination which is not exactly flexible. And maybe she is gravitating in and out of love on more ephemeral terms, the way that women are said to be more fluid in their sexual orientation. Maybe she had fallen for the man because he was so solid, and she wasn't, having doubts and insecurities where he was leaning on a certain logic. When a woman turns to smoke and leaves him empty-handed, it is violating the laws of continuity as he has known them. So it's not surprising if he breaks the law when he's abandoned by a blonde. The pain of being rejected, where a woman is more likely to internalize it, meaning she's less likely to end up in prison. And a man externalizes it to the point of smashing windows with a fist. And now he's praying, so to speak. His hands are locked together, and he's back on solid ground. It comes with iron bars he can depend on. He is counting on the continuity of prison time. The men arrest a man who's one of them in some respects. Except he is a man gone wild, and they will shoot him if they have to. I'm walking away and waiting for another bus in front of the Opera House, where I can hear the echoes of so many love affairs that fell apart.
I'm sorry, I should have been nicer. The rebound boyfriend, I should explain that he was necessary, so necessary. I sat next to him in class and I cried over paintbrushes. But when he touched my left hand near my ring finger, he didn't say anything, just touched me. And I hadn't been touched gently in over 2 years, so I cried harder, and he was there, quietly, patiently, and he said what Ricardo once said. And then we're at a party. We escape at the same time. A smoke area, though neither of us smokes. And our backs are against a cold brick wall. It's spring, and we're both sleeveless. And he says, "You can't look at me like that." And then I can't stop looking. And then we're walking, fingers grazing as hands sway, and we're walking fast, walking nowhere, but walking happily. And a man leans against his limo, shrugs, says, "Want to go for a spin? It's on me." And I squeal, because once again, everything seems like a movie. And on a random Monday evening, we decide to drive south, and I believed that Santa Cruz could save everything. Because it was the first time I tried seafood and liked it. Did I just want an experience? Am I still lying? And it was the first time that I didn't hurt in months, maybe years, and there was a Ferris wheel, and a roller coaster, and there was a swing set, and a lifeguard post, and though I swallowed it painfully, there was never-ending German beer. And there was a pool table, too. A man was cleaning the area, whistling as he swept, and his name tag, I swear it, his name tag read Ricardo. 1C, yes, but still. And I heard everything, like recordings playing over each other, like static, like screams. And on the drive back, I grit my teeth, and the rebound's hand is on my knee, bouncing. He's talking about war and peace and love. But he says, "But universal love, it's what I believe." And through my gritting, I'm nodding rapidly. But I hear Ricardo arguing with me in the airport in Germany, and I see Ricardo still sweeping, and I see an entire life in my headlights, but I don't like any of it. I don't want any of it. And then lights are flashing behind me, and I'm blowing into my hand to see if I still smell like the German beer, and the rebound is cursing, and the officer says, "Flashlight in my eyes, do you know why I pulled you over?" And I'm not crying. I'm not blinking. I just stare into the light, waiting for the answer, waiting for any answer. And someone taps my knee, but when I look at the passenger seat, it's empty. I'm ashamed, but all of my stories, they're all about me. My men, my lovers, boyfriends, husbands, rebounds, my men, I chose them. And 2 weeks ago today, at this exact time, I was back at the beach, Pacifica, and I was on all fours, asking what it all means, dunking my head under the surface, trying to get under the surface. But my hair was just getting wetter, and the taste remained the same, salt and debris. And a month ago, I'm at my friend's wedding, wearing red lipstick. For the first time, staining champagne flutes and anyone who will kiss me. And at the ceremony, I keep saying, "Of course I still believe in love." But no one was fucking asking. And then the toast at the reception. And I couldn't stay, but I also couldn't leave, so I hid in the bathroom, my body heaving over the sink. And why was it so wet in there? Like someone just washed a dozen babies. And I can't look at myself without crying harder. Because I see Ricardo in my reflection. I see how he saw me, how all of my men have seen me, and I can't just see me. Not anymore. If you know what I'm going to say next, what I'm going to do next, well, you know me better than I know me. 3 nights ago, I was alone in a bar in a white dress. If I'm learning one thing, it's that everyone disappears eventually. And so I end up at Orphan Andy's, a diner, and people are congratulating me, complimenting me on my dress, my red lips, and I'm sitting on my left hand, hiding my ring finger. And then, this is true, a plate of French fries falls, lands right in my lap, and I'm covered in grease and in ketchup, and I'm pointing, jabbing in the air like reality is just a screen, and I can pause it all, pause everything, because I don't know how to be here. Tomorrow is my wedding anniversary. And I don't know what that means anymore. Does it mean anything? It feels like it means everything. And last week we got the news that my aunt's cancer came back. They said it's worse this time. It's just too much. It's too much. And 3 nights ago I didn't think, I just dialed from memory, standing outside of Orphan Andy's, all that red and all that white, and he answers, hopeful. He says, "It's you." And I say nothing, but I think, shame like the liquor coat at the back of my throat that I can't lick away. I think he's the love of my life. And then we just existed there, in the silence, like old times, Ricardo and I just want to step back for a minute. I want to gather my thoughts and gather up my life, but everything keeps moving, everyone keeps moving, life keeps coming and life keeps going, and it's taking everything inside of me to stand still, to just stand here. to stand it all.